It might help with the audio. Yep.
You have this, right?
I do.
So you mentioned, right?
Yep.
Right? Like you mentioned this, and then
Oh, I think we could just start and we can just go straight to the welcome and then we flow with that.
I start
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then do I need to introduce the Jeff, or he will talk?
You can introduce Jeff and then he can start. Yep. I have.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Xi Joseph Chen, Board President of the Marino Unified School District. Tonight, I'm very honored to co-host with Dr. Wilson to have a retirement recognition reception for our outgoing school board member, Mr. Chris Noga and Mrs. Lisa Link. First of all, I like to appreciate each of you take the time available, get together to honor for these two outgoing school board member. In the meantime, I feel sad because those two school board member with me, one like Mr. Chris Noga with me about 17 years. And then Lisa Lin with me for 9 years. So we have a good time. We work together and trying to improve for school district quality education. I just give one example. So I'm with Chris Noga, advocate for the Academic Advisory Council. And also last 3 years, I also honor co-host for San Marino High School Awareness Center. So we are very honored. Lisa Link also push a lot of effort and time to make this project available. So right now, I like to also honor Mrs. Link, the relative. First of all, I like to appreciate Deb Link, Mrs. Link, husband. Without him, I don't think we can get together work for the school district 9 years. So personally, also on behalf of the school district, I want to appreciate Deb and also the two sons, Andy and Ryan. Thank you so much for your family support, your mother and the husband, and to make school improving and have a quality education to the kid. And also I want to honor Anne and Steve. They are the father and the mother for the Lisa. And John and Steve is the Lisa brother. Thank you for attending for this meeting. Thank you. And next, I want to bring the Dr. Jeff Wilson, give the superintendent speech.
Do it live. Well, hello, everybody. Sorry about that. We're going to give it one more try here with the audio.
2020, unbelievable year, and it's not over yet. The year of the plagues, trapped in our homes, staring at screens for hours on end. 2020 started with 47 million acres burning in Australia and never let up. Heck, even Prince Harry and Meghan Markle quit the royal family. The COVID pandemic hit in March, and you know the rest from there. Our own Kobe passed away suddenly in a tragic helicopter accident. Donald Trump was impeached and then effectively fired. The Dow suffered its single worst day on March 9th and then rebounded spectacularly. The killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor sparks a wave of protests and civil unrest that just may have lit the embers of long-needed systemic change. Joseph Biden and Kamala Harris make history. The devastating murder hornets make landfall in Washington state and head south. The horrific West Coast fires that spread ash and misery over all of us. The passing of the legendary Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Local legend Eddie Van Halen is gone. And even closer to home, a significant earthquake happens right next door. No grad night, formal graduation, or prom for our amazing class of 2020. And two San Marino legends, Mrs. Lisa Link and Mr. Chris Norgard, stepping away for the last time as SMUSD school board members. Two legendary San Marino school board members who gave years of their lives to the students, staff, and our own community. Careful, knowledgeable, ever-present, aware, and protective of our wonderful traditions, responsive to the needs of our schools, and always, always willing to step up when it counted most. Contributors of their vast knowledge of the law, wisdom from years of immersing themselves in a community they truly love, generous with their time and resources, and dedicated to the singular focus of helping San Marino be and remain the very best school district in the state of California. Tonight, we honor Chris and Lisa. Thank you, Mr. Chang.
Good evening and welcome. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Chris Norgard and highlight a few of his achievements as a San Marino Unified School District board member. Chris was first elected to the board in November 2003 and was re-elected in 2007 and 2011. In 2015, no one filed to challenge him, so he entered his fourth term, which was extended by an additional year to align with new state law. From his first campaign through the present, Chris prioritized the following. First, Chris increased our school's involvement with institutions of excellence, which include Caltech, JPL, the Huntington Library, and other universities. Second, Chris reinvigorated our athletics programs. He was a founding member and served as a board representative to the Athletics Advisory Committee. Third, Chris prioritized college placement for all students. Chris was a founding and continuing member of the Academics Advisory Committee, which was also honored by the PTA Council at the recent Founders Day. Chris also prioritized representation and advocacy. Chris has served as the Legislative Action Representative and Chair and testified before the State Assembly's Education Committee. Chris also served as a member of the Executive Board of the Los Angeles County Trustees Association and is the board's current liaison with the City of San Marino. He is also a member of the Joint School District City Committee regarding a proposed community center and was board president in the lease negotiation and eventual sale to the city of the Stoneman School site. Finally, Chris has demonstrated a continuous presence at school meetings, functions and events, and is in the classroom whenever possible. Chris has helped bring a number of speakers and government leaders to San Marino High School. He has assisted in coaching the mock trial team and is a longtime supporter of the speech and debate program. It is interesting to note that Chris served as board president in the selection of 3 superintendents. He introduced the district to its bond and current finance council, as well as the strategic consultant for several parcel tax campaigns, including the current strategic consultant for the Measure E renewal campaign. Chris is a longtime member of the San Marino City Club and the San Marino Rotary Club, having served in leadership roles with both. He is a longtime trustee, associate trustee, and former president of the San Marino Schools Foundation, and has also served on the district's Budget Advisory Committee. Chris, congratulations on your retirement from the board, and thank you again for your public service to the San Marino Unified School District.
Thank you so much.
Forrest Whitcraft said, 100 years from now, it will not matter what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much money I had in the bank, but that the world may be a better place because I made a difference in the life of a child. Mrs. Lisa Link has made a difference in the lives of countless students through her service as a San Marino Unified School District Board of Education leader. One might say that Lisa's passion for public education and volunteerism was instilled at birth by her mother, Anne, who was a public school teacher and who then went on to serve 2 terms on the school board in the Palos Verdes Peninsula Unified School District. Or maybe it was through her work as an attorney when she represented Los Angeles Unified School District on constitutional litigation matters, including a landmark case pertaining to public school financing within LA Unified Schools. So it was not a surprise that even before her sons, Andy and Ryan, entered the San Marino school system, Lisa got involved with our local schools. Her first volunteer position was serving as the recording secretary for the district's first facilities bond campaign in 1996. Although Lisa was practicing law with a large downtown firm and was raising 2 young boys, she still found time to volunteer at her son's schools. She held various positions at both Valentine and Huntington Middle School, earning the Valentine Heart of Gold Award back in 2007. Lisa's volunteerism increased as her sons got older. From 2007 to 2009, Lisa served as president of Partnership for Awareness for 2 years, was the community liaison for PTA Council, and served on the San Marino High School WASC Accreditation Committee. She also served as a trustee of the San Marino Schools Foundation, including serving on the executive board as corresponding secretary. She, along with her doting, wonderful husband, Dave, received the PTA Honorary Service Award in 2009 in recognition of their service to the district. In 2010, the district was facing serious threats to its survival because of the 2008 recession. Knowing that Lisa had experience with public school financing, the Refuse to Lose Committee asked Lisa and Peggy Grayson to draft a document that would explain how the district's finances worked and to demonstrate the need for a serious fundraising campaign to save teaching positions. The result was the report to the San Marino community, a 50-plus page document that helped the community better understand the district's need for resources. Lisa retired from the practice of law in 2010 when her career got in the way of her many volunteer activities. Lisa held important positions in the San Marino High School PTSA, including historian and 2 years as treasurer. She was recognized with the Terrific Titan Award in 2010. Just a month or 2 after Lisa agreed to serve as San Marino High School PTSA president in 2011, the then school board member Karen Preston asked her to have lunch. Karen suggested that Lisa might consider running for school board, and the rest is history. Lisa brought to the board not only an understanding of how San Marino schools work as a parent and as a volunteer, but also how school financing works and the resources that were necessary to ensure academic excellence in our local public schools. Lisa also brought her legal skills as a labor and employment attorney, and while she did not practice law for the district, she helped identify potential legal issues. After serving as a board president in 2015, Lisa was recognized by the San Marino Rotary Club with the honorary Paul Harris Fellow Award. After serving as board president in 2019, PTA Council recognized Lisa with the Golden Oak Service Award, the highest recognition that one can receive in the PTA. Clearly, Mrs. Link is passionate about public education and has given her time, expertise, and brilliance in service to all students in San Marino. She is a highly respected and valued member of the Board of Education, and her quick wit, smile, sense of humor, and heart for students shall be missed by all who have had the privilege of working with and for her. Thank you, Mrs. Link, for your selfless volunteerism and for the countless ways that you've worked to sustain the outstanding reputation that our school district has in the education community worldwide. We wish you well in all of your future endeavors and hope that you will return as a volunteer in the future. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you so much.
education has always been a cornerstone in our San Marino community. As someone who grew up here, I know this school district has a storied legacy of service to students and to their families. Children, parents, teachers, and staff thrive when they have strong leadership and support. It is a privilege to thank 2 dedicated board members for their commitment to our schools. Chris Norgard has stayed true to the priorities he established when he began on the board. From the beginning, he knew San Marino was perfectly positioned to partner with local institutions like Caltech, JPL, and the Huntington Library. Chris has made these resources accessible for students and strengthened community partnerships. Always forward-thinking, Chris has been committed to ensuring students are college-ready and have the opportunities available to fulfill their dreams. He also knows the importance of extracurricular activities to provide a well-rounded educational experience. Chris has proven his dedication to athletic programs, the mock trial team, and the speech and debate program. As a public servant, I've been grateful for Chris's partnership with elected officials to advocate for legislation across all levels of government. Chris, thank you for your commitment to education in our community. It is a privilege to recognize also Lisa Link for her many years of service. From her work at Huntington Middle School's Career Day and Food Drive to her roles at San Marino High School's Choir Booster and PTSA, she is always willing to lend a helping hand. Lisa has been involved in community efforts to serve youth, including Junior League, the Mothers of Eagle Scouts, and the San Marino City Club, and others. Her impact will leave a lasting mark on the lives of so many children, and her service will inspire them to get involved in their community as they enter adulthood. Thank you, Chris and Lisa, for your compassion and your care for our children. Your passion for education and dedication to San Marino families will make a difference for generations to come.
Right now, I'd like to ask our Superintendent, Dr. Wilson, present recognition certificate on behalf of Catherine Barger, LA County Supervisor.
Thank you, President Chang. I have these amazing commendation certificates, very large and beautiful, from our Supervisor, Catherine Barger, and I'll read one of them. County of Los Angeles commendation for Lisa Link, 9 years of dedicated service, Board of Education, San Marino Unified School District. In recognition of dedicated service to the affairs of the community and for the civic pride demonstrated by numerous contributions for the benefit of all residents of Los Angeles County, December 11th, 2020, signed by Catherine Barger, Supervisor, 5th District. And Mr. Norgard's is almost identical, except his says 17 years of dedicated service to the Board of Education, San Marino Unified School District. So Mrs. Link, congratulations to you. And I'll physically hand Mr. Norgard his certificate here in the room.
Should I not stay on Broadway? Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to bring our San Marino City Mayor, Gretchen Shepherd-Romy, speech for the Chris Norgard and Lisa Link. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair Chang, and to the school board members. I have the honor of presenting 2 certificates or proclamations that we do from City Council to recognize the incredible efforts and thank first, considering he was on the school board first, we'll start with Chris, and I wanted to show you the certificate, and I will drop this at your home. And it says, I need glasses for this, City of San Marino proclamation honoring Chris Norgard. Whereas the City of San Marino wishes to recognize Chris Norgard, San Marino Unified School Board District member from 2003 to 2020. Whereas Chris Norgard has dedicated his time and expertise to serving the community as a member of the San Marino Unified School District Board of Education for the past 17 years. Whereas Chris Norgard has been an active volunteer in the community, serving as a trustee of the San Marino Schools Foundation and as a board representative on a variety of different district committees. Now, therefore, I, Gretchen Shepherd Rami, Mayor of San Marino, by virtue of the authority vested in me and by the laws of the City of San Marino, do hereby recognize and honor Chris Norgard for his service to the San Marino Unified School District. And so thank you and congratulations, Chris. It's a pleasure to call you a friend and have worked with you during my short time on the council, as well as most recently this past year. I think we've had a great relationship, and you've kept me well informed of things happening at the school level, and I appreciate all of the work and your volunteer over countless years in our community and putting the students first. You're an incredible leader and an inspiration to all of us here in San Marino. So thank you.
Thank you, my friend and mayor.
And also, next I wanted to thank Lisa Link. Similar proclamation, the same. So I will go through the whereases, a little bit different. Whereas the City of San Marino wishes to recognize and honor Lisa Link, the San Marino Unified School Board member from 2011 to 2020. Link has dedicated her time and expertise to serving the San Marino community as a member of the School Board Education for the past 9 years. Whereas Lisa Link has been an active volunteer in the community, serving on various PTAs, partnership awareness, scouting, and other organizations, as well as a trustee for the San Marino Schools Foundation. Now, therefore, I, Gretchen Shepherd Rami, Mayor of San Marino, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby recognize and honor Lisa Link for her contributions to the San Marino Unified School District and our community. So congratulations, Lisa, also on the completion of 2 terms. And I thank you for your incredible service to our schools. I know I met you first many decades ago in PTA and have had the pleasure to work with you throughout. And really, you're an inspiration to myself and many women in the community who look towards your leadership and excellence in serving our community through your various volunteer positions. So thank you, Lisa, and congratulations, and thank you both. Your service is greatly appreciated by the community, and it's an honor to recognize you today.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Thank you for Mayor. Next, honor to music to honor Chris and Lisa, performed by San Marino High School Choir.
Oh, cool.
Chris and Lisa, I wanted to just say a quick thank you to both of you for your years of service. On behalf of the students and the teachers of the visual and performing arts in the San Marino schools, we thank you for everything that you have done. Chris, I want to just say thank you. I can't count the number of times that I saw you at concerts and musicals, and that's so very appreciated. Lisa, I know I had the pleasure of not only having one of your sons in choir way back when, but having you as a choir booster for a year or two. Your support is very much appreciated. And while the logistics dictate we can't have a full ensemble here tonight, it does seem only fitting that we sing you guys out. And so we're grateful to have a member of the San Marino High School Chamber Choir here tonight to sing to you guys in recognition for everything that you have done. And what I'd like to do is introduce that student. She's a junior at San Marino High School. Gracie Modine, I believe, is here for us tonight. So I'll turn it over to Gracie.
Thank you. I'm going to be singing Where You Walk by Handel. Trees where you sit shall crowd into a shade. Trees where you Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Gracie. Say hello at home.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
will.
you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
Thank
beautiful.
you. Next, as you know, we have a 5 school board member, and we always work together, and we work for a long hour. We put effort and the time. The only reason is to make children successful and make education quality beautiful. So right now, I want to introduce our 2 board member, and they will have a sharing about Chris and Lisa. The first of all is Sherry Ryan, our Vice President, Board of Education.
Thank you, President Chang, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. President Chang only gave me a minute, but I borrowed another minute from Corey, so I should kind of have 2 minutes, right? All right. So here it goes. I had a hard time writing this because I just had a very hard time writing this. So here it goes. A letter of appreciation for school board members, Mrs. Lisa Link and Mr. Chris Norgard. It is with my best wishes and true gratitude that I offer to Mrs. Lisa Link and Mr. Chris Norgard for their combined 26 years of service to the San Marino school community. During this time, they have volunteered thousands of hours of professional leadership, participated in numerous school and community activities, and have been a force for the best interests for the children of San Marino. Their dedication to the San Marino schools is without question, as they have worked diligently to provide the best educational environment for our students, and they should both be proud of their numerous accomplishments during their time on the board. What you may not realize is that Lisa and Chris have given us, through the years, strong, dedicated leadership through both challenges and celebrations, advocated for those positions that they believe to be the correct path for our school district, and at all times acted with what they believe to be the best interest to sustain excellence for our district. While each board member contributes her or his own strengths to the board on behalf of the district, each of us with different contributions and perspectives, Lisa and Chris brought unique skills and perspectives that strengthened the board during their tenure. Through their shared leadership, Lisa and Chris committed to our students and our community, and their support of our mission to continuously improve the educational experiences for our students. And this is why our students' performance is and will continue to be exemplary. Our district is without a doubt better because they were on our team. Lisa and Chris provided exceptional leadership and a pathway for excellence that we will continue to follow as our Board of Education continues to improve our vision for public education. Their dedication to excellence is responsible for our children's continual educational improvement. Today, I, along with you, will celebrate Lisa and Chris as education leaders who made our students' success their priority. Their service was not limited to their work on the board, but in the many organizations and community endeavors that they supported and of which they gave their time. Lisa served tirelessly on PTA, led and authored the Refuse to Lose campaign, served on the Occidental Board, and on various school district committees. Chris helped to lead the Academic Advisory Committee, served as liaison both on the city and at the county level, and supported numerous community organizations. Lisa and Chris have given selflessly of their time, their expertise, their energy, and counsel to the district, and for this, we should all be thankful. I know that although there have been many challenges that we have faced during our time together, we have faced those challenges, both have faced those challenges fearlessly, thoughtfully, and with great insight and passion. Lisa and Chris's contributions to the Board of Education should not and cannot be understated. By serving the district in a governance role, Lisa and Chris have helped to establish the foundation for the future success of our schools and community. Lisa and Chris made the time to generously provide this important public service because they care about the schools being the best experience for the next generation and the future of this community. The job of the school board member is tough, the hours long, and the thanks few and far between. Too often, we forget about the personal sacrifices school board members and their families make for the betterment of the children of our community. They spent countless hours in meetings and on committees advocating for our schools with elected officials by speaking out against budget cuts or pushing for policy and program reform. Lisa and Chris, I wish you much rest and health as you leave the board for your next adventure. I acknowledge both the legacy you leave and the accomplishments that you have achieved during your time on the board. I am thankful to both of you for your vision and your willingness to accept the responsibility of today's students, and your personal and your family sacrifices, which have made and long after this day will continue to make a difference in future generations of students. Chris and Lisa, if I had a glass, I would raise my glass now. So I just want to thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you for sharing. And next is our board member, Corey Barbary.
Or you have 30 seconds.
I was going to say, Shelley, you used more than my extra minute that I was giving you, but my thanks are more personal. I think that all the things that have been said today, I would echo those. But being the newest board member, into a group that was already pretty well established was difficult. And I'd just like to personally thank Lisa for bringing me in and actually listening to some of the thoughts and ideas I had when I first came on the board, and her being the board president, and just helping me understand what it meant to be a board member here in San Marino. And Chris, we've had some late night talks and some about issues, and really just good perspective and history, and just really love the perspective you have of just always watching out for the districts, especially from the legal perspective. But again, it's so difficult to come onto a board with such an established group already. So I'd say thank you both for welcoming me. We don't always agree, but I think we worked together and got some good things done and moved the district forward. So just again, personal thank you to you both.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you for Corey. And next is a speech for retiring. First, for Chris Norgard.
For me to speak now? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try to do this not too quickly. I sketched this out today in the office, kind of free form, and I'm gonna forget to mention some names, I'm sure, despite the great number of names I hope to mention. To begin with Supervisor Barger, I want to thank her for always standing by me, always encouraging me. She's the chair of the County Board of Supervisors. She is the ideal public servant. She has courage as we could see throughout her service as chair of the board now. And she even had the courage to put me in her commercials when she ran for election and avoid being beaten by that. Bob Gale started me on the path to the school board. He was a longtime friend, 3-term board member, board president, and was stepping down. And he said, "Why don't you run for one of the seats?" And he said, "We'll get somebody else who's well-known, and there probably won't even be an election. You won't have to worry about it." Well, 2 good friends of mine, one who became a good friend, one who was already a good friend, filed to run. And suddenly I found myself in this contested election. Had I known that it would be contested and that I would be running against those 2 people, I probably would never have run. But was reelected, elected to a 3rd term. Lisa and I were, I think, Lisa can speak for herself, but I think had both decided not to run for a 4th term. And Alex Chernus stood before COVID about 18 inches from my face and looked me in the eyes and said, "You have to do this." And I did. I want to go back even before my service on the board and mention some people on whom this district really was founded. I received a call decades ago from Nancy Hunt informing me that my wife Mo was going to receive a Valentine Heart of Gold. Nancy and Rob Hunt and Richard and Debbie Giss have been friends of our family for what seems like forever. Their daughters have been close friends of my daughter. Richard advised me when I became president of the board, we were going through superintendent selection. He advised me on the process they had taken to select Jack Rose. And Richard, of course, received the Golden Oak Award, and I think was one of the first to ever receive that award. Nancy's father, Ben Schmidt, literally, along with some others, helped save the school district financially when the lights were literally going to be turned off. Valerie and Aaron Weiss, Liz and Dennis Neer, so many through those years. The superintendents, Jack, Christine, and Jason Rose, bless you, Jack, longtime family friends. Gary Woods, as I told somebody doing a survey once, impossible not to like him. Lauren Kleinrock, The Rock. You saw the picture of me with presenting the Rock plaque. I was president when we selected Lauren as superintendent after it became clear that Gary was going to move on. And I think the meeting took 2 minutes at most. I came into the room and I said, "I think it ought to be Lauren." And everybody else on the board said, "Yep, that was it." That was a thorough process. All of my fellow school board members over the years, Becky Ung and Bob Gale just before me, Joseph Chang, Andy Barth, Jeannie Caldwell, Karen Preston, Nam Jack, Lisa Link, Shelley Ryan, Corey Barbary. I'm not sure any public servant can say that they would have gone through 17 years with all of these people and valued them all and gotten along well with them all. Just really terrific. And I want to thank Alan Steinbrecher for getting me involved in this long path. I can remember sitting in my office when Alan called and said, in effect, "How would you like to be on the Schools Foundation?" And it went all for there. I want to thank all of our student school board members. uh, the principals of the high school of Carver and Valentine, and I won't read all their names, I've got them written here. Billie Jean Knight, Gary McGuigan. You know, when I first ran, I had a parking lot test for myself, which was to drive by the parking lots of each school a couple of days before the start of school and see how many cars were in the lot. That to me was telling. And I remember that particularly at Huntington, and Gary McGuigan telling me, not in a patting himself on the back way, but just saying, you know, we're the #1 middle school. Foothills in Arcadia is the #2 middle school. If I were principal at Foothills, it would be the #1 middle school. San Marino High School, late afternoon at night, is just like a college. It's really a miraculous place before COVID. Activities, singing, sports all over the place. All of my friends on the 400 wing of the high school, I could spend my life there, to spend a lot of it there. Peter Piccone, Steve Ford, Kevin Hall, Matt Slimp, what a great program. And again, I won't read all the names. The English corridor I love, Zach Quiggle, Jackie Shaydale, on and on. Kim Johns, my friend for a long time. Science, robotics, Scott Cameron. Math, Dr. A, Jamie Linton. And our newest teachers whom we have kept and want to keep forever, including Zach Quiggle, Diane Park, and Zainab Madami. All fabulous people. Counselors, Molly Beckler, Lisa Perry, high school psychologist, Michelle Harris, all of the PTA groups, Siobhan Chen et al., the coaches. When I brought in Greg Forgatch to meet Alex Chernas, he told him that he thought we had the best trio of high participant boys coaches in Southern California, and he was right. Now, I want to thank Greg and Tim Sloan for everything they've done for me and for the district on the Athletics Advisory Committee. All have fantastic kids. I want to thank the Chinese Club, of which I am a life member. I joined as soon as I could become a life member. Jerry Wang, Jesse Hong, Tom Chang, Dora Liang, Maggie Lee, who's back, now Tony Chow, all of them. And on fellow school board members, I think I may have forgotten to mention Zhang Yan, who was a great colleague, and bless Teresa. The city of San Marino, our council, all longtime friends, Mayor Rami, Vice President, or Vice Mayor Udi, Susan Jakubowski, Stephen Huang. I think that about does it. Is there another council member? Oh yeah, Steve Tall, I remember him. Thanks, Steve. Thank Leslie Sherrill, his wife, who's a longtime friend and advisor. They have 3 terrific kids. Our staff, our custodians, our coaches. How short on time am I?
Almost, yeah.
Okay, all right, very quickly. I'll just mention, there's so many teachers, but you know, Nancy McGowan, Tonya Pierce, Denise Lindahl, who our son thought was the coolest teacher in the world when she first came to Valentine, Virginia Randalls, Susie Flanagan, Stacy Trevisano, on and on and on. Special thanks, just as an example, to my close friend, Mihail Papadopoulos, our fantastic basketball coach, and his family, his mother, his wife, Debbie, his kids, Sophia and Angelos. Thanks to Beth Davis, Chris Davis, and on a personal note, to Dr. Daphne Stewart, recipient of the Heart of Gold Award, the best oncologist in the world, and I got to know her way too well. Dr. Grace Tang, Also, one of the most precious moments in my life when Dr. King was with my wife, Dr. Grace Huang, another fantastic parent and medical profession in San Marino, the San Marino Tribune, my longtime friend, incredibly talented and dear friend, Mitch Lehman, Julie Boucher, who wrote a note that I told Mitch he could just print, and I would just go with that verbatim for what I've done. Finally, the kids, those who've overcome obstacles, Lisa Liu and so many others. And that leads me finally to conclude with the three things that have given me the most satisfaction. First, signing diplomas, personally signing them before the digital ink. I love that. Signing the diplomas, handing out the diplomas, speaking to graduating classes and speaking to kids in classes, speaking with them, not to them. And finally, the mock college interviews. That to me is what it was all about and is all about. Thank you all.
Thank you for Chris for your longer service, 17 years. Okay, this like Oscar Academy 9. So right now I want to invite the best actress. These are link. I have a speech.
I have to unmute. And thank you. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for this wonderful retirement celebrations. Very much appreciated all the effort that was put into this. And thank you everyone who's attending and joining this celebration. I'll try to make it short, but I also have a lot of people to thank. As you can imagine, after 9 years, I have a lot of people to thank, and it all starts with my parents. And thank you both, Mom and Dad, for modeling the importance of community service and volunteerism. And thank you, Mom, for all your wisdom over the past 9 years. As a school board member yourself, you've already walked in my shoes, and I really benefited from your experiences and wisdom. Thank you to my husband, Dave, and my sons, Andy and Ryan, for your understanding and encouragement over the years. When I receive thanks, you should receive thanks as well. I know I was hard on my mother, sorry, Mom, when she was busy reading school board packets and attending meetings and functions, but you were all so supportive of my school board work and forgiving about time spent away from you, my family. Thank you. Thank you to my fellow board members. It has not always been easy, and we haven't always agreed on everything, but we did keep our focus on what was best for our students. Joseph, your heart and passion for our students and your dedication to our community is so clear. Shelley, your empathy and understanding of issues that educators face has been so helpful. Corey, your financial expertise and practical approach is much appreciated. Chris, your focus on academics and your ability to identify legal issues has been very helpful to the board. As we all know, I think Shelley mentioned, one board member alone can do nothing, but despite funding crises, natural disasters, pandemics, superintendent changes, and an increasingly difficult world, together we have made a positive difference in the lives of San Marino students. Special thank you to Vanessa Koo for being my campaign manager, getting me elected, to former board member Nam Jack for mentoring me when I first came on the board. I've missed you greatly these last 2 years. Thank you to former board members Jeannie Caldwell and Scott Jenkins for being great sounding boards as well. You have all helped keep me arguably sane during some particularly difficult times. Thank you, as Chris said, to all the administrators, the superintendents, our staff, our school site principals, our certificated teachers, counselors, our classified staff. You are all dedicated and talented, but more important, you care so much for our students. There are so many that I could thank individually, but that would take all night. And I know, like, I have 2 minutes left. So let me just mention a few. I've worked with really great superintendents. Lauren, I was supposed to be your PTSA president, and you tried to escape me by moving to the superintendent's position, but I thwarted that effort and followed you to the district offices a few months later. You always had a practical approach and a positive attitude, and you were always a pleasure to work with. Alex Chernus, thank you for bringing energy, new ideas, and a can-do attitude as superintendent. I'm glad that you have found a supportive community that encourages that approach. Jeff, as board president during the superintendent search process, I worked very hard on finding the right superintendent for challenging times. We obviously had no idea how challenging those times would be, but you have exceeded my expectations, and San Marino is very lucky to have you at the helm. Your positive approach and tireless dedication is appreciated. Linda, as a former labor and employment attorney who has worked with many HR professionals, I know that you have a difficult and thankless job. Thank you for your wise and thoughtful approach, your professionalism, especially during difficult times, and for always asking what more you could do to help school board members so that we could do our best job. I can't wait to call you Dr. De La Torre. Stephen, I'm really sorry that you have become our expert on the pandemic, but thank you for all that you have done to help the district and the board with technology issues, communications, COVID. We couldn't have done this without you. A special shout out to retired administrators, Gary McGuigan and Julie Boucher. It was great working with you guys. You are missed. So I leave this position with a lot of confidence in the team in place right now. I know the district is short-staffed and overburdened even without the COVID demands, but I want you to know that I understand that and I appreciate how hard you all work. So now, thank you to my friends and family who've been my rocks these past 9 years. As Shelley mentioned, it's not easy being a school board member or a school board member's friend. So thank you for understanding when I wasn't available. I'm looking forward to having more time to spend with you and to not having to live life in 2-week scheduling increments. Last but not least, thank you to the San Marino community for electing me to the school board and for your confidence in and support of me these past 9 years. It has been an honor to serve you. I am proud of the accomplishments of the board during the past 9 years, and I am grateful to have been part of the good work that we have done. Also mentioned by Mrs. De La Torre, I believe you should leave an organization better than you found it, and I tried to do that. I spearheaded efforts to update board policies and formalize board governance protocols and procedures. When I started as a new board member, there wasn't an orientation handbook, or I didn't get one, nor was there an easy way to find out what board policy was. So while it was a lot of work and there's much more work to be done, board policies are now online, many are updated, and our new board members receive an orientation handbook with important resources. I also am proud that I pushed for more mental health resources for our students, and along with Joseph Chang, provided seed money to create a physical wellness center at the high school that is now a model for other school districts. I'm so excited to see the work that Tanya El-Hendi is doing to take the wellness center to the next level. I'm also proud of my efforts to enhance communication and transparency with board updates and improvements to meeting protocols in the district website. So as I leave this position, I feel really good about the future of the district in many ways. There's a fantastic administrative team in place, great teachers, great staff, and our district is blessed with amazing students. And if you just look at our most recent past student board members like Justin Chang, Catherine Yang, Alyssa Escamilla, Grace Davis, and our current student board member, Bahini Garamelli, you know that our country will be in good hands. Congratulations to our new board members, Jane Chan and Julie Chan Lin. Thank you for stepping up to join Joseph, Shelley, and Corey in overseeing the district and making decisions that are in the best interest of our students. But we know that with the pandemic and declining enrollment and many demands on limited resources, our district faces some big challenges. I wish the new board the best in navigating those challenges. It will take a lot of time and effort, many, many hours of homework, listening, engagement, communication, but I hope that you are able to build bridges and bring the entire community together constructively and positively to support public education for San Marino students. While I am looking forward to starting the next chapter of my life and standing on the sidelines, San Marino Unified School District, its employees and its students will always be important to me, and I will be cheering you on. Thank you.
Thank you for Lisa. As a serve for board president, I got a special privilege. So I would like ask the Lisa if Dave is next to you. So bring Dave, and we like to honor him.
Thank
As
you.
a school board member, 19 years, I know it's very difficult to serve as a spouse. Yeah,
Well,
without the
that
fully support.
He's at work, so he's not
Okay.
with me, sorry.
Okay. So just send our best wish to him. Okay, thank you for Chris and Lisa sharing your experience, advice, and suggestion and appreciation to the school district. So because we have an open section at the 7, otherwise I would like the audience give a talk and to share their remarks to these two outgoing school board member. So finally, I just want to say, without Dr. Wilson, Linda Directori, Steve Choi, and the district staff help, we cannot make for this program successful tonight. And also as a friend, we never say goodbye. I know Chris and Lisa are always around in the city, so we still join for other organizations. So we will meet very often. And for the school district, please come to see us very often. Thank you. So I want to say good night, not goodbye. So then we will see every day because we are a very unique city and we always work together. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.